administration declared war on Fox News, I don't think he had Shepard Smith in mind, a rare breed of Fox News journalist who gives you the news straight with no chasers. Please welcome Shepard Smith. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I brought you some swag.
Oh, you were at the game.
I figured you'd like this.
That's nice.
Yankees, especially for kids. I don't know. Yankees win a game.
Thank you.
Yankees.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Isn't that exciting?
Thank you very much.
Let's get to politics for a minute, because Fox News has a reputation for being, having commentators on who have opinions. Let's put it that way.
The opinion commentators.
The opinion commentators.
They do have opinions.
Yeah, and
Indeed.
they do. And they take some flack. They took some flack from the Obama administration recently. But you're not one of those people, I don't think. You give the news without your opinion. In fact, I've read that you're not even interested in politics that much. Is that true?
It's not all that exciting to me.
Yeah.
I prefer to just deliver the news. It's so much easier.
Cronkite used to do.
Well, I don't know. That would be quite something.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool. But I mean, waking up in the morning, find out what's going on, and telling people about it.
But do you ever feel
That's
like
fun.
an outcast over at Fox?
No, come on. You can be around people who have opinions, can't you? I would hope so.
Yeah,
but
of
they're
course.
that
I
HLN.
love that, yeah.
Yeah, I like all of them.
We have none of those here at all.
Oh, sure. Elizabeth's been over. You've been over, Whoopi. It's a great bunch of people. And if you notice, we seem to be having fun. We really are having a good time.
Yeah.
So I don't know how happy they are down the street.
Do you think it was an unfair thing that the Obama administration did then by trying to single out Fox, say
it's
not
not
MSNBC?
a new thing. I
Right?
mean, administrations have been fighting with news organizations since time began. And I don't know, I think it helped us. It kind of looks like
Exactly.
it
The ratings went up.
The ratings did go up.
did. I mean, when the White House is talking about you all the time, you know you got something going on.
That's
Well,
true.
Shepard, what's so interesting is it's been reported that a lot of the cable stations, the ratings are declining because it's news-driven without the opinions. Now, you're the #1 newscaster over in cable, and you're not opinion-driven.
Right.
So what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I think those who say that are not always telling the truth. I mean, against us, in my time slot at 7 o'clock is Lou Dobbs, and that's an opinion show. The other night we had an election. That's a huge news story, right? We doubled everybody combined. I think more Americans watched Fox News that night than all the other 3 cable stations combined.
Why do you think that is?
They're coming for the news. I mean, I think that people have, through all of this talk, people have come and sampled us, and they've said they are giving us the news. When they say it's opinion, it might be right-wing opinion. But when they say it's the news, it's the news. There's truth in labeling, and I feel good about that.
Yeah, and I think you're actually giving the American people some credit for knowing what they're watching and having a brain about it, too.
They know. They Google the stuff.
Yeah,
they know before we know.
They know. What about the swine flu? What do you think about this whole,
Stay
corporate...
away from it. You shouldn't come to work when you have the flu.
I have a choice. I don't have the swine flu. I mean, it's very, very different. I have the flu. I am sick.
Right.
But the swine flu, you got that spiky fever, you're achy.
Yeah.
I don't have any of that. I'm just got an attitude.
Right.
What do you think about some corporations having it and the lack of vaccinations in the country? What's your take on the whole swine?
They've said who's at risk, just like you said earlier. It's kids.
Yeah.
Kids with respiratory problems need that shot. And if Goldman Sachs is getting it before kids, Goldman Sachs' list of problems just got even longer than it already was.
Absolutely.
Are they taking on Goldman Sachs over at Fox?
I haven't been to work yet today, but since you mentioned it, we probably will.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to give you a shout-out, Shepard, because you're just celebrating your 10th anniversary anchoring your newscast, so congratulations to you. And also, I just want to get your take on something. You were on the air anchoring when all of that stuff happened with the Balloon Boy.
Ah, Balloon Boy.
What went through your mind?
America's finest family.
Did you think it was a hoax? What was going through your mind when it happened?
I said right in the middle of it that I said, you go look under that bed. Because when I'm a kid and I mess up Daddy's balloon, I'm under that bed and he's after me with a stick. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look under that bed. Instead, it was the family hoax. I think they're going to be right up there in the list of finest families, don't you think?
Well, the news organizations were highly criticized for the coverage.
What are you going to do? There's a balloon floating. The cops say there's a kid in it. It's running all across Colorado. We didn't have anything else going on.
You didn't hedge your bets.
I mean, might as well follow the balloon.
It drives me crazy because you'll see the Balloon Boy, and then we're all watching it like a bunch of momos.
Right.
And then the crawl will say 150 killed in Iraq, another 100. All the real news gets crawled by.
We'll get to it. I don't think 150 were killed, but I feel you.
What about, let's get to the real news for a moment before we let you go. Tap into that brain of yours. Afghanistan, the White House recently said it would be at least a few more weeks before sending more troops or making a decision there. Take on that?
Well, I think that's a White House decision to make, that you got to talk to the generals and listen to the generals, and you also have to consider what is a win.
Why do you have to always listen to the generals?
Well, you got to listen to them. They're out there fighting the war.
The founding fathers made the president the commander-in-chief for a good reason.
So you also
that you can buck up against the generals sometimes.
The general advised 40,000 more troops, and this was over 2 months ago.
But the president's got to decide what the strategy is.
What do you say? Go ahead.
The president's got to say, what is a win over there?
Right.
How do we define a win in Afghanistan? And once you define what your goal is, then you can figure out how to get there. It really doesn't work the other way, last I checked.
But some people are saying that the war in Afghanistan is fueling the insurgency over there.
That is one of the two different takes on this.
Obama's trying to figure it out.
This is the war he said we needed to be in right from the beginning. This was the war he wanted to actually be in. But we'll get to that another day, I'm sure.
We've been in war for 8 years. Come on. It's enough.
Well,
everybody's doing it.
He actually said this is where we should be from the start.
We all said that's where we needed to go.
I'm happy to be here. More information on the next page.
Thanks for coming by, Shepard. Congratulations, too. Be sure to check out Shepard on Studio B weekdays at the Fox Report, weeknights on Fox News Channel. We'll be right back.